What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? What's good? So I was listening to not listening, but watching Clark, and he said some interesting stuff. Now, usually he don't necessarily say a whole lot, and his videos, he just goes straight into the video without just ranting or whatever. But he said some pretty good stuff. He said basically the reason why the NFL product, or not the NFL, the NBA product is butt is because the players don't play back to back. I think the last person to do so was John Stockton, and you look at his streak. I think his streak was cut at 609. I mean, he played like 230. I mean, that's a lot of games. He played like 232 games, and then as soon as, in the early 2000s, that's when you just start to see, his level of production dipped, but yeah, I mean, you look at Vince Carter, you look at LeBron James, you look at all these athletes who's playing at the age of 40, like they didn't do it because, I'm the highest paid, whatever. They did it because they have the love. They have a connection for the game. They love the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kobe could have, played at the age of 41 if he wanted to, but again, injuries creeped him out. You know what I'm saying? But, like I said, he also said basically how the NFL, how the NBA is, coddled, nobody tries anymore, it's like they don't put effort, because they're getting paid top dollars, but they're not making that transition to the court. Like you look at Zion, he said, you look at Zion, for example. Zion is the highest paid player on that Pelicans team. Like, Zion should be top 10. Not top 5, but top 10 or top 15. He's not even close to that. Lonzo Ball, making all that money. So, like, I remember his dad saying, he's better than Curry. Like, who's laughing now? I mean, I still say LaMelo Ball is better than Curry. I mean, there's really nothing that LaMelo Ball can't do that Curry can't. The only thing I think the only thing Curry has over LaMelo is his ability to shoot. Because when Curry gets it going, there's no stopping him, But yeah. And then he also said that at least the NFL keeps them in check. Like no players above the system in the NFL. And I'll put this in the way that we all can understand, right? I'll put this in the complex statement, right? NBA players are like strippers, right? They go home, it's a 9 to 5, it's still a 9 to 5 job, but you getting paid all this money. They don't take nothing out of your paycheck. Everything that you get full. They don't take no 401ks. They don't take nothing. They don't take this. They don't take that. They give you the full thing, right? You go home. You do it all over again. You start from, 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning or 9 in the morning, and then you don't finish until like 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, them are like gas. Those are like freaking gas station hours right there. You know what I'm saying? And then NFL players are like your policemen, your firefighters, your TMS. I mean, your MAT, EMTs, you know what I'm saying? Your ambulances, you know, because those guys put their lives on the line. NFL, NBA players do not put their lives on the line like that, you know. They just go out there and hoop, ball, have fun. But every single day when you put your helmet on, you're taking a risk. Because one wrong, that's all it takes is one wrong move, one wrong hit, and you're done. That's like you getting shot. Because I've seen a lot of instances where policemen pull people over, they not knowing they have a gun in their car. The guy pulls out a gun, shoots him, and drives off without no warning. Firefighters. I remember a firefighter was saving 3 people. They made it all out. They made it all out, thank God. But he was unfortunate to make it because he got caught. And he burned to death. He burned to death. Ambulances, people who work the EMT, they have to save people's lives, you know what I'm saying? Like they have to rush through there, rush through traffic, try to get there in time, resuscitate them while going to the hospital. But, you know, but I can see why, you know, a lot of people think that the NFL is top big dogs in sports, you know. Like I can't remember the last time that the NFL had poor ratings or poor reviews. Not really reviews, but just poor ratings, you know. I mean, I would say this Super Bowl kind of sucked, you know. You know, you're hyping this Super Bowl for the longest, and you know you're giving your fans, whether you're Eagles or Chiefs fans, a hype video and all this stuff leading up, and all you get is a blowout. Like wait, that's it? That's the Super Bowl? And you get a cheesy halftime show, 2-minute or 2-hour halftime, not even 2 minutes, not even 2 hours, I should say, probably like a minute and 50 seconds. You get a halftime, you get a cheesy halftime show, and then that's it. You know, he said that they don't play back to back. They don't try hard. You know, they're getting paid so much money that they don't even care anymore. And I think the NFL does have a player empowerment issue. Like the NFL, the NBA has to understand, like players do not run the league. They really don't. When Michael Jordan retired the first time, their ratings dipped. Their ratings was not good. When he came back, the ratings spiked up again. Like, you think if LeBron James retired, the ratings are going to dip? No. Because people are still going to watch the product. People are still going to buy the jerseys and do this and do that. You know, you got other players that's up and coming, like a Jason Tatum, or Jaylen Brown, or Giannis, not Joel Embiid, like you know, Brunson, you know, like John Morant, you know, players like that, you know, that can step up when KD retires and Steph retires and LeBron James retires and stuff like that. You know, like it's kind of like how the NFL did it, you know. Like when the Manning brothers retired and Ben Roethlisberger retired and Drew Brees retired, you know, and obviously they lost a big one in Tom Brady when he retired because we all thought he would have played at least till he's like 43, 44, or probably like 45, close to like 45 years old, but his body couldn't really take it no more, you know? So he had to quit. He had not quit, but he had to retire, you know? So, you know, I just think that, you know, it's hard to replace talent like that, you know? Like when AI retired, NBA didn't really lose no sleep, you know? You know? When Lawrence Taylor retired, NFL didn't lose no sleep, so it's kind of like the recyclement of the league. Like when your best players retires, like it's hard to replace that, you know? Like now you're getting these young whippersnapper, wet behind the ears, best friend like Similac. They have no playoff success, right? Outside of Patrick Mahomes. Like if you name me every AFC champ, no, not AFC. If you name me every AFC champ, if you name me every AFC quarterback, not name Russell Wilson or so Russell Wilson. If you take Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and Patrick Mahomes out, they have no success. And CJ Stroud can't even get out the first round. Lamar Jackson can't even go to the AFC Championship. Josh Allen can't even go to the damn darn Super Bowl. This is your future. So as long as Patrick Mahomes is playing, there's really nobody that can really touch him. You know, I know people are gonna say, well, he lost in the Super Bowl. Okay, so did Tom Brady. Tom Brady lost to the exact same team. Same helmet, same color of uniform, just different players. Tom Brady has facing the Eagles twice in his career in the Super Bowl. One time, obviously, he won it. Second time, he lost a backup quarterback. Lost to the Giants twice. So, right. I mean, I do think that I do think the NBA do have a player empowerment issue. But like I said, the NFL, nobody's above the NFL. I don't care how good you are. You know, you can be replaced in life. That's just how it is. You see Odell Beckham Jr. All them little crooked tactics he was doing. Now look at him. Can't even find a job. You know? And all he had to do was just keep his head down and just work. You know? That's all he could have done was just work. But no, he had to be all flashy and flamboyant and disruptive and, you know, I mean, thank gosh he won the Super Bowl with the Rams because he was on his last leg. I'll tell you that. He went from the Dolphins, being cut from the Dolphins. Ravens took a shot on him. He didn't even pan out. At this point, he should just retire. You know, he would always find a job at a broadcasting career. And I'm pretty sure he's funny as heck. You know, like I wasn't the biggest Odell Beckham Jr. fan, but you know, I respected his game. You know, I thought he had like a solid, complete package. You know, but as soon as he started to just, you know, go downhill, it was really nothing that the Giants could have done. You know, I mean, they tried to talk to him, they said this and that, but, you know, they was not going to cut it. You know, like Like picture of Odell Beckham Jr. did that in the NBA. You think the NBA would you know? It was kind of like that John Morant incident, where he had the gun and on live, but you know, the, like it sparked a whole bunch of crap, and I don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean, I love the NFL. I mean, I love the NBA. know, I would never say anything bad about the NBA. But there comes time where there comes a time where the NFL when there comes a time when the NBA needs to step back and take a look at themselves and say, what are we doing wrong? Why aren't we capturing what we once had back in the early 2000s, 90s, 80s? Like, should we get a Zion Williamson in a dunk contest? Should we get these? Should we get Giannis in his first ever dunk contest? You know what I'm saying? Should we get, instead of a five men 3-point shooting contest, why don't we do a tournament? A tournament 3-point shooting contest where you take the best 3-point shooters and then you make them go head to head with one another. Try something creative. Like do a outdoor all-star game. Instead of just doing it indoors, why not do it outdoors? Just find ways to be creative, and I think that's what David Stern was all about, being creative. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Adam Silver is doing a bad job, but he's not being creative when it comes to these All-Star games. And the All-Star is pretty much going to be the Pro Bowl, where nobody even wants to watch it. Like, I can't remember the last time I watched a Pro Bowl game. I think when Eli Manning was first, like around 2009, because Eli only made the Pro Bowl twice in his career. I think 3 times or twice in his career. I haven't really watched a Pro Bowl like that. But now that they have it like within like freaking helmets and they removed the helmets for like flags. It's kind of like flag football now, which is not a terrible idea. You know what I'm saying? I guess it reduces the hits. They don't really, like, you can try but without trying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the NFL did a good job of doing that way. And I think the reason why they did it, I think the reason why they did the lineup, like if you ever see how they kick the ball off, and they both like in the middle of the field, I believe they did that to reduce injuries, because you get like, how they were all lined up like dominoes, and then they were all lined up on the other side of them running full speed and smashing into one another. Yeah, a lot of players got hurt. So what did they do? They did it kind of like an Oklahoma drill where, you're lined up with one another side by side, and then you kick it off, and that's it, Less penalties, less injuries, you know what I'm saying? But, do creative stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? But the NBA do not want to think outside the box. They want to do what works for them, and what works for them hasn't been working for them for the past, I don't know, 10 some odd years now. So I don't know what it will take. I don't know. I think they should take away the Celebrity All-Star Game. Like, if they're gonna do the Celebrity All-Star Game, they have to put celebrities that we all know. I don't know. When they introduce half of these celebrities, I don't even know them. I did not know not one. Okay, I lied. I only know one, and that's Bruce Lee, because I see him on these freaking ads a lot on YouTube. He been promoting, a whole bunch of prize picks and fan duels and stuff. That's the only reason why I know him. Other than that, I ain't know none of them, to be honest with you. Like, if you're gonna put celebrities in there, at least put celebrities that we all know. You know what I'm saying? Or they can play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like a T.O. or you just make it fun. You make it fun, like a Miles Garrett. You know what I'm saying? Or not Debo, DJ Metcalf. You know, you take, like they had Bailey, from WWE. Like I think, Montez Ford from the WWE. I think he would have been a great, like stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you take ex-NFL players, ex-NBA players, you know what I'm saying? You like we saw Baron Davis, Um, you just, you just be creative about it. But shout out to Clark though, but you made some very good points. The 3-point shooting contest was butt, or it was trash. 3-point shooting contest was trash. Skill challenge was trash. The Rising Stars wasn't bad. I'll give them that. It wasn't bad. Wemby and I saw the Wemby and Chris Paul was cheating. It was like, what are we doing, yo? It's like, man, if they had like the skills challenge back in the 90s and 80s, oh boy. I don't know, man. I don't know if they did have it. They probably did. They probably didn't. I don't know. I don't know when the skills challenge came into the NBA, like around 2000 or something like that. So, but yeah, man, just, be creative, I don't know. Just be creative. Because, people can bash the NFL all they want to, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to say the NFL keep their players in check, because that's kind of like a racist term, but they do a good job of not benefiting to them, Like, we saw how valuable, Tyreek Hill was to the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs didn't want to pay Tyreek Hill all that money. He said, fine, okay, I'll walk, boom. Okay. Like a lot of people say, don't know what the Chiefs are going to do. They lost their best receiver. Like, they got Worthy. They got Xavier Worthy. That's even more better. And then not only that, they paired him up with some good receivers. Brown, Hopkins, Juju. They do need a upgrade on the receivers a little bit more. Probably have like 3 solid tight ends. But other than that, the NFL is not pandering to NFL players. I mean, the NFL is not pandering to players. They're not pampering players neither. If they can't afford you, you gotta go. Because they gotta meet their ends at the end of the day. Like if they're trying to make the team better or they're trying to make you better. Because by making the team better, everybody eats. By making you better, you're just benefiting to them. You're just making yourself better. You're not making the team better. Like that's like the New York Giants making Odell Beckham Jr. the highest paid receiver. How does that make the Giants better? It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not saying that the Giants did make Odell Beckham Jr. the highest paid. I'm just saying, like, what if he, what if the Giants said, you know what, we're gonna lock you up long term, give you like a five year, $65 million guaranteed? That would be astronomical failure right there. Because what you're doing is you're tying all your money into one person, and if that person gets hurt, you still have to pay them. You know what I'm saying? So I think in that aspect, the NFL does a good job of not poo-pooing to their players. You know, if they can't afford them, they let them go. Patriots couldn't afford Randy Moss, let them go, didn't miss a beat. 2 years later, you know, they made it back to the Super Bowl. So the NFL, I mean, I wish the NBA somewhat copied the NFL and how they, you know, structure their players. You know, like stop making random players off the bench highest play. Like even if they have a big game, like they're a bench player for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You know, like AI said, what former MVP you know that's coming off the bench? What former MVP you know? But then again, AI was very well, I'm trying to look for the word. AI was very critical about himself. You know, he still thought that he was the guy. He was the number one option, which clearly he wasn't, and he didn't see that. You know, I mean, as fun and cool it is to be AI and watch him, he was kind of a jerk. You know, I mean, he wanted to do things his way. He didn't really, you know, fully trust what the coaches was doing or trying to help him do, and you know, he finished his career without a ring. You know, and then he tried to bounce around and try to see if he can fit into some of these teams that could possibly win a championship, but obviously at the end of the day, you know, it fell, you know, and, you know, he had to go out sad, you know, not winning a championship, but he did win one MVP. He could have won two, you know, back in his heyday, you know, because Karl Malone won like, what, three of them? I think Karl Malone was like the oldest at 35 to win an MVP. But yeah, AI could have won three of them things, you know, in his heyday. But you it is what it is, man. I just think that the NBA need to self-check them in the mirror and find out what's wrong. You know, like how can we get these players to play hard? You know, like we're doing these playing tournaments, these like it's not working. You know, even though the money is great, you're just pouring money into their pockets without even them playing hard. You know, the fact that the Jordans of the world, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, the Kobe's, the reason why they lasted so long was not because of the money, but because they cared about the game. They loved the game that they played. You know, it wasn't because of the money. You know, I think these guys, you know, with the sports system the way it is, with these lucrative deals, these NIL deals and stuff like that, and you could still, you could still get paid in college. You know what I'm saying? They're not. It's going to make these players not even play hard. Whether it's football, the NFL. I mean, whether it's football or the NBA, it's not going to make these players play hard. You know. But in the NFL, you're going to have to. You're going to have to put your body on the line. The NBA, not so much. You know what I'm saying? You can take days off. You don't have to play back to back. The NFL is more of a rinse and repeat. You know what I'm saying? It's like every single day you have to put your body on the line. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're putting your body on the line in the NBA too, but it's not, you know, running full speed into somebody else and hitting them as hard as you can. It's not like that. You know, it's not like that. So let me know what y'all think, man. Is the NBA empowerment or is the NBA player empowerment sucking the NFL dry or sucking the NBA dry? Because you look at the Colts, got rid of Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning was their favorite player. Got rid of him. Got the number one draft pick. Drafted Andrew Luck. Eli had to retire. Giants still can't find a damn quarterback. You know, Drew Brees retired. The Saints are not good again. Packers lost Aaron Rodgers. They're somewhat still relevant. Steelers lost Big Ben to the retirement. They're trying to move off of Russell Wilson because they think that he's not the answer or he's just too washed. I think he had his best years with Seattle. I think Seattle squeezed every good ounce out of him. And now he's just like super washed. Or it's a point where nobody even wants him anymore. Same thing with Cam Newton. Had his best years with the Panthers. Went to the Patriots. Was never himself. Saying, I'm back. No, you were not back. Yeah, man, you can't be replaced, man. You can't be replaced. So, like, comment, subscribe. Till next time, take care of yourself.